Today I'm going to review No Time to Die. It's a spoiler review, and subscribe for more reviews coming soon. No Time to Die came out in 2021. However, this film should have came out in 2020. It's the 25th Bond film in the series, and it's the 5th and last film to feature Daniel Craig playing James Bond. It's the longest running Bond film at 163 minutes. It cost $301 million to make. The locations in the film are Italy, Jamaica, Norway, London. The film was directed by Cary Fukunaga, with music by Hans Zimmer, the theme song sung by Billie Eilish, and the film also features We Have All the Time in the World, that was used in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. The theme from On Her Majesty's Secret Service is also used in this film. The film stars Daniel Craig as James Bond, Rami Malek as Safin, Léa Seydoux as Dr. Madeleine Swan, Lashana Lynch as Naomie, the new 007, Ana de Armas as Paloma, Ben Whishaw as Q, Naomie Harris as Moneypenny, Jeffrey Wright as Felix Leiter, Ralph Fiennes as and Christoph Waltz as Blofeld. So the plot's about this virus again. The villain's using it to kill certain people. He can focus on the DNA to kill them. So that's basically what the plot's about. It's an old school sort of Bond film. So you get the villain's massive flair at the end, similar to You Only Live Twice. It's also got 4 massive spoilers. For instance, during the film, Felix Leiter dies, Blofeld gets killed, Bond finds out he's got a daughter, and most of all, Bond dies at the end of the film. So after a terrific car chase, the pre-title sequence, I thought that was one of the highlights of the film, where Bond uses his famous car. It's got gadgets in, a bit like Goldfinger. But what's interesting is it takes 24 minutes, because I timed it, until the titles come up. And the title sequence is like, it's good, but it's kind of average. It's nothing special. However, the theme song's quite good by Billie Eilish. Way better than the Sam Smith song, The Writing on the Wall, that was used in Spectre. However, it's still not one of the best, but it is better than the Sam Smith one. What bloody isn't? And after the titles, the film starts 5 years later. Bond's broken up with Madeleine Swan, and he's actually retired. He's living in Jamaica, doing fishing, and he meets up with Felix Leiter and he tells him what's going on. Then he eventually goes back to London. He works for M as usual. So this is Daniel Craig's final outing. You can tell that the filmmakers have made a massive job on this film to have him finish on a good film. And although Daniel Craig's one of my favourite Bonds, you can tell by this film, like his facial appearance, that he is getting older, and he did leave at the right time. Although he's still physically fit, you can tell he's starting to get too old for the part. And he's much more like emotional and human in this film. He's very talkative as well. He's got loads of dialogue. And I do think this is probably his best performance as Bond. He's given some terrific moments, especially like the scenes where he finds out he's got a daughter. And the humour's quite good as well. He's got a lot of good lines. And what's surprising is Léa Seydoux. When she was in Spectre, I thought she was bland, like one of the worst Bond girls. There wasn't much to her. However, in this film, she's terrific. That kind of proves how important good writing is. So she's given lots more to do in this film. She's like playing a mother to Bond's daughter. She sort of like carries the film a bit. Her and Daniel Craig. It is a film focused around them two. So her part's very important. It's as important as James Bond's part, really. And it's a really sad ending. She plays it perfectly. Rami Malek as Safin, he's not developed enough. Plays a very kind of Dr. No sort of villain. So he's got his lair, he feels superior to everyone. In the very beginning of the film, he's in the beginning, and he's got a mask, and he kills Madeleine Swan's mother, enters the house. But this was years ago, so it's a little bit confusing. Must be a lot older than he looks, because Madeleine Swan's just a little girl in the beginning of the film, so that's totally weird. And a bit confusing as well, where she shoots him in the chest, and then he kind of like sits upright like a Michael Myers sort of character. Not quite sure how that happened, to be honest. Did he have a bulletproof vest or something? But there was blood all over, so I don't know how he managed to survive that. Lashana Lynch, who plays the new 007, at first I wasn't kind of keen of her. I thought she was arrogant. But towards the end of the film, she grows on you. And I like the scene where she wants James Bond to have his old 007 number back. That was a nice touch. That's towards the end of the film. Ana de Armas as Paloma. She's brilliant in this film. Fortunately, she's not in very much, but her character's so funny. Like something you'd see in a Roger Moore film. Cool, Phil, she's alright. I wouldn't mind giving her a good shaking and stirring. It's a good action sequence that she's in, fighting with Bond. So it's a pity she wasn't in longer. Really good character. Christoph Waltz as Blofeld. It's a pity he was in, actually. Although he was a bit better in this film than Spectre. I think his appearance was a little bit unnecessary. It's a pity they couldn't have wrought him out and speeded up the film a bit more, because the film is quite long. And it's a strange scene that he's in. He's in this like box thing. It's a bit like Hannibal Lecter. And it's surprising that he gets killed as well. Hey, that bugger who played Blofeld. He ruined the bugger. All the regulars are good. QM and Moneypenny. M comes across as a right twat in this film. He even says the F word. And at times, when I first watched it, I thought maybe he's kind of in with the villain. Q's always funny. Where Bond and Moneypenny enter his house because they want information. He's waiting for his date to turn up. Turns out it's a fella. And Jeffrey Wright, playing Felix, he gets killed as well. He's quite good as well. It's a sad scene when he gets killed. Bond gets his revenge on the person who did it, pushing this car on top of him because he's trapped. So Bond pushes the car and crushes him. And it's a bit similar to the scene in For Your Eyes Only, where Roger Moore's Bond kicks the car off the cliff. It's a bit similar, getting revenge using a car. There's a lot of good characters in this film. There's a guy who's like nicknamed Cyclops. He has a bionic eye. And there's some beautiful location work. I love the scenes in Italy. They're really good. And the Hans Zimmer score's excellent. I like how he reworked the Bond theme, and also like little bits like on Her Majesty's Secret Service theme, and also We've Got All the Time in the World. And it links into On Her Majesty's Secret Service because you've got this sad ending at the end. Her Majesty's Secret Service, Tracy dies, and in this film it's a reverse, Bond dies. So it was a shock ending when I first watched this film in the cinema. And I saw Bond getting killed by an explosion. There's no way he could survive it. And I thought, what the? I was really shocked. When you think about it, if you class the Daniel Craig's 5 films as their own cycle of films, a lot of fans are complaining, saying they shouldn't have killed Bond off. But just treat them as their own cycle of films. However, it has problems because when they do the next Bond film, they'll not really be able to use the regulars again. So that's a shame, because they'll have to reboot it again. They'll have to use different actors. Hey, Phil! I hope James Bond's never a bloody woman. I don't want the bugger ruined like Doctor Who. By them bloody snowy, bloody snowflake buggers. Bloody fannies. And if they do reboot it, for a few films it'd be good setting them in the 60s. Have it kind of like the Sean Connery sort of films. So there's like humour, but it's semi-serious. So I think that's how they should do it. So overall, I thought this film was excellent. There's one or two faults. It is a bit too long. See, Blofeld's character, if he'd been written out, it would have speeded the film up a bit. And although the ending was really well done, the only trouble is, after the film's finished, you feel miserable. Because it's a sad ending. And I had to wait until the end just to make sure it says James Bond will return. So excellent film. It's not as good as On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I think that's my favourite. Really excellent film, one of the best. So out of 10, definitely giving it 10 marks, 10 out of 10. But to give it girls a go like, hey, fancy having bloody Bond killed off. Bloody ruined the bugger. Gets bloody nout off me. You can't beat the Roger Mugger films. After I finish a group of films, like I did with the Rocky films and the Dirty Harry films, I like to rate them, see which ones I thought were best. So I'll rate the 5 Daniel Craig films before I go. So in 5th place, I've got to put Spectre. That's the only one of the 5 that I don't like. It's like a really disappointing film. I thought that film would have been so much better with the return of Spectre. But I'll definitely put that in 5th place. In 4th place, Quantum of Solace. A lot of fans will probably put that last. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was underrated. One of the most underrated Bond films. I like how it follows on from Casino Royale. Then the next 2 films are very close. In 3rd place, I'll put Skyfall. Excellent film. One of the best. Extremely well made film, that one. In 2nd place, I'm going to put No Time to Die. Really excellent film. It's almost as good as the top one, which happens to be Casino Royale. Excellent film, Casino Royale. It's still Daniel Craig's best film. I like how it introduces Bond. It's the origin of Bond. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye.
I'm going to tell you a story about a man. His name was Bond. James Bond.